Before we continue, if you like this videos, please subscribe and put a like to the video. It really helps the channel a lot if you're watching this on YouTube. Um, if you want to donate while you watch the videos on YouTube, I have PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App, so you'll be able to donate by using one of those platforms. They'll be in the. I'll put those in the description as well. So in part 8 of the 2024 Miami Hurricanes opponent preview series, I will preview the Florida State Seminoles, our opponent over at Hard Rock on October 26th, in what could be, though unlikely now, at the time of this video recording, one of the final times as members of the ACC. But now that's not going to happen in 25, but that's another story for another day. This preview is going to talk about Florida State. They're going to face some challenges at the beginning of the season, but a favorable schedule will work in their favor. Mike Norvell has led the Seminoles to better records each year, so it's not out of the question to see them competing for another ACC title and a spot in the expanded college football playoff. Listen, their window was last year. They were 13-0. We all know the deal there. They got hosed by the committee, but that's another topic for another day. They're going to have to fill the shoes of their star players from last year. This is not going to be the same FSU as a year ago. They do add DJ Ungalale from Oregon State and Clemson. They hope to maintain their offensive prowess. The offensive line's experience will be crucial in supporting DJ as he connects with a new set of skilled players. Their depth at receiver and running back positions, along with promising transfers, provide hope for a successful season. The tight end is a question mark now. It's an uncertain area, but they're ready to adapt and excel in the upcoming games. As for their defense, Adam Fuller, the defensive coordinator, is facing the challenge of filling the gaps in the team, but he has managed to build a strong core of emerging players who are prepared to progress to the next level. The likes of Patrick Payton, Joshua Farmer, DJ Lundy, Asarea Thomas, and Shaheem Brown are expected to take charge of a defense that was the only one in the nation to allow fewer completions than incompletions last year. Their efforts will be supported by new transfers, including Marvin Jones Jr. from Georgia, Tom Duro Deje from West Virginia, Sione Lolo Hea from Oregon State, and Earl Little Jr. from Bama. With a solid defense in place, Florida State can rely on it while the offense adjusts to its new components early in the year. On special teams, they added an All-American returner and Indiana transfer in Jalen Lucas, who joins one of the most experienced kicking rooms in the country, along Australian punter Alex Mastromano and redshirt senior Ryan Fitzgerald. This will be a strength once again in 2024. The key to their season, as it was last year, is be wary of those precision passers. The Florida State defense stepped up their game in the ACC Championship, limiting Louisville to just 111 yards and Jack Plummer to a 39% completion rate. That game was a prime example of their ability to shut down quarterbacks who could throw the ball effectively. From the Georgia game in the Orange Bowl to the narrow win over Clemson, the tough battle against BC, and the showdown with a Graham Mertz-less Florida, the defense showed their prowess. Only 5 times did an opposing team manage to complete just 56% or more of their passes, and aside from Florida, and every other passing attack racked up big yards. The key game for FSU is November 9th at Notre Dame. Clemson on October 5th is crucial as well, especially since it's in Tallahassee. And traveling to Hard Rock, which I'll discuss in a moment, is a challenge. And facing Florida, of course, that's a rivalry game. You know how that goes. And navigating past North Carolina as well. They open in Ireland against Georgia Tech, which could present some obstacles. However, Florida State is a stronger team compared to all those opponents, and securing a spot should be a breeze to go to Charlotte in the ACC Championship, as long as they stay focused. The matchup against Notre Dame is a whole different ballgame. If they beat A&M in the opener in College Station, that path looks clear to remain undefeated when FSU comes to South Bend November 9th. While it might not hold the same way as it did back in '93, it has the potential to be the highlight of the college football season. Now, from a Canes perspective, look, we know it's a rivalry game, and there are usually battles outside of 20 and, of course, 22 when they last came to Hard Rock. If you remember that 22 game, it was 45-3. FSU blew us out. It's not going to be that way this time around. It's going to be much closer, and it was up there last year before we fell apart after Emery's injury. And we get them at home, which, in my opinion, is really the last major hurdle before a likely trip to Charlotte in early December. Is this the year the Canes take back the state of Florida? If there was ever the year to take back the state on the field, this is the year. Especially if we're 7-0 going into that FSU game, which would likely be a primetime game and probably a game day appearance. So we'll have to wait and see how that goes. My prediction for the Seminoles when I look at their schedule is 10-2 in 2024. 10-2 FSU in 2024. In part 9 of the opponent preview series, I will preview the Duke Blue Devils.